All right, it's Tuesday. We going back to school.
All right.
Let's grab a bite after school. Was that, what's his face again? Bryce Papenbrook, I think his name is. They have some Big Bang Burger coupons, but we probably shouldn't go there anymore, huh? I know, I he'll have a psychotic breakdown if you eat there. I mean, haven't all of Okamura's enemies died in strange ways? Maybe he feeds them poison burgers. What a monster. He feeds them the nasty patty. You know, I voted for Okamura on the fan site. Phantom thieves have a duty to punish bad people. Hope they take care of them soon. I mean, maybe we will. I gotta grind friendship first. I gotta be friends with people. Alright, 21 days left. We don't have time to relax. Yes, we do. This one's important. Apparently, this post was made by someone with ties to the banks in the finance sector. The target this time is a guy who never pays back his loans. Sounds like he might be involved in organized crime, too. Could be dangerous. I don't know how dangerous. Well, apparently even the police are having trouble catching him. He keeps changing his name and appearance to elude them. I guess he's basically the man of 100 faces. Not bad, huh? According to one particular post, he's currently going by the name Fumio Akitsu. I went ahead and made a warning post about it. Is that okay? Either way, I'm sure it'll be easy for Enharmonic. Some good info even from Mishima. Let's discuss whether or not we go after that guy in the hideout. Man of my face and debts. Okay, wow, I'm popular. There's a lot of things. Anyway, gonna try Persona 3 or Persona 4 at some point next year. Next year, probably not. Probably not here. Anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact, it's already next year, so that'd be this year. But, you know, I am very intrigued with this game. You know, I am definitely having fun. I have enjoyed my time with this game, but it's so dang long. Like, you know, whenever I start games like if I had realized this was going to be as long as it was when I started this playthrough, I might have honestly just said, we're going to start Persona 5 sometime later when I have more breathing room. Because if it's going to be something similar for a Persona 3 and Persona 4, then I think I'd want to wait until I have like some major breathing room, you know. But it's definitely not one of those games where it's like, oh man, I didn't like this. I don't want to, you know, play anymore in this series. No, I do want to continue this series, but I want to take some serious time before doing the next thing, Rob. I did buy Persona 5 Strikers on a good sale at the beginning of like the winter break there. So I do own Persona 5 Strikers on my Switch now, and apparently the Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden Bundle is coming out on the Switch, and I guess all platforms on like January 19th or something like that. I might order it. I mean, if I'm not going to play it for a while, then I might just wait until I see it on sale or something like that, and then just pick it up on sale like I did with Strikers there. But in terms of Persona stuff on this channel, honestly, we'd probably do Strikers next when I get the breathing room. And then the way that I handle playlists on this channel, okay, I always have like a playlist for each individual playthrough of just like that one game. I always have a playlist for each overarching series of like everything under that name, like Pokemon main series or every Xenoblade Chronicles title, stuff like that. But if there's anything that's like a sub-series, then I'll have a playlist for just that as well. Like Fire Emblem Three Houses playlist became the playlist for Three Houses and Three Hopes, for example, because they're like a kind of pair of games, you know? There are multiple games under the name Persona 5, so I currently have a Persona 5 playlist and a Persona series playlist, even though this is the only game we've done so far. But because there's several games under the Persona 5 name, I might do Strikers and then, you know, just have like another playlist just called like Persona 5 series. And then sometime after Strikers, just to have like more variety in the playlist. I hear that there's that dancing game that is like a rhythm thingamabob that I could see myself covering just for like one stream, maybe during a 24-hour cherry stream just for fun, and then just slap that into the Persona 5 series playlist as well. I could see myself doing that, you know. I could I could definitely see myself doing that. That'd be pretty fun. And then if we ever did like Persona Q2, then that would go on the Persona 5 series playlist as well. But, you know, I have to do Q1 first, and then we do Q2. And both Q1 and Q2 bring in characters from Persona 3 and 4, so I'd have to do 3 and 4 first. So if I ever did Q2, it wouldn't be for 3,000 years. You know, but it's a possibility. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, is having 3 different Persona playlists already, like, at this point of a, you know, Persona playlist, Persona 5 Royal playlist, Persona 5 series playlist, and then I guess, like, Persona 5 Strikers playlist, Persona 5, like, dancing thing where Bob, if we do that just for the memes for like a charity event, you know, or something like that. That could be fun there. So that's kind of what my stance is right now. I definitely would like to cover 3 and 4 one day, but I need to wait until, you know, I get some major breathing room in my schedule. Because, especially with all the stuff that we're covering in January coming up here, like, we're starting out with Assassin's Creed Origins January 1st, so 2 days from now, because we always start out New Year's with a new Assassin's Creed playthrough. Fire Emblem Engage is coming out this January. SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake, if I decide to play that, is coming out at the end of January. I think there's 2 things coming out in February, being Octopath Traveler 2 and Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I think there's a couple things coming out in March. It's the fact that this is going on and turning into a really long playthrough. It's really put me in a tricky situation for all the projects that I want to balance on this channel. 1, of other playthroughs, 2, of doing things like video essays, and even doing other editing projects like Peculiar Potions, stuff like that I'd otherwise be spending this time on. So, do I want to cover Persona 3 and 4 on the channel one day? The answer is yes. Is it going to be anytime remotely soon? I think probably not. But I am going to develop my Persona 5 series playlist at this point, most likely. Once this is done, I'll probably take a long break before starting Strikers. Apparently Strikers is way shorter, from what I've read online. So, like, that should be a much more manageable thing compared to, like, Persona 3 or 4. So, yeah, I can definitely do that. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes, you know? Yeah, let's see here. Definitely getting the bundle for you. It's honestly not a bad deal. 20 bucks each game. Like, so is it 40 bucks there in the States? It's like 55 bucks here in Canada, I guess, with like currency conversions. But yeah, I'll probably pick it up like when I see it go on sale, if I'm not going to play it for a while anyway. Or maybe I'll just be tempted to add it to my game shelf and just buy it early anyway. Because yeah, I am at a point of having fun and like invested enough that, you know, it's like, yeah, I can see myself picking it up, you know. For sure. The fact that Persona 5 Strikers is the same gameplay as Fire Emblem 3 Hopes really help you learn the mechanics better. It's the same company. It's Koei Tecmo. Koei Tecmo does a lot of Warrior-style spin-offs for companies. They've done a lot for Nintendo, largely. Like, they made Hyrule Warriors, and then Fire Emblem Warriors, and then Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and then Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So they've done, like, 2 Hyrule Warriors games, 2 Fire Emblem Warriors games, and they've done Persona 5 Strikers. Like, it seems like Koei Tecmo is in big demand for IPs to get Warrior-style spin-offs. So I'd probably add that to my Warriors playlist. I made a playlist of just the Warriors titles as well, being, you know, the 2 Hyrule Warriors games and the 2 Fire Emblem Warriors games. So I'd probably add, you know, Strikers to that playlist on the channel as well. But then I have to change the name from Nintendo Warriors series to, like, just Warriors series or something, you know, for the Dynasty Warriors spin-offs. It's crazy that I've played all these Dynasty Warriors spin-offs. I have never even played Dynasty Warriors. Sorry I texted you out of the blue. So I really appreciate your insight on. I'd like to speak with you in person about the specifics. Do you have some free time? Yeah, and you're real important because that whole 3rd semester thing. Just finished up some doing council work. Let me know if anything comes up. I'll be at school a little while longer. And now I have the Max Charm to do her next thing. What are you doing right now? Are you going to the palace today? No. No. I want to go to the palace today. If you are, let me know. You can ignore this if you have other things to do. I think we should go hang out with Maruki. That's what we should probably do, right? But yeah, so covering Strikers would also make, like, the 5th title to put in my, like, Warriors playlist, you know? Never played Dynasty Warriors, but you did play Samurai Warriors a lot. Is that another thingamabob of, like, 1 versus 1,000 kind of gameplay? Is it another one of those kinds of things? Let's see here. This is something completely different. And now for something completely different. Yeah, let's go chat with him. Thank you. You really are dependable. Wait, I'm gonna go up with him, right? Okay, so it is the same kind of thing. Thing is, might get a bit complicated. I'd rather not force you to walk home late, so maybe we should just talk at LeBlanc. I'll be heading there right now. Wait, I just saved, right? I'm gonna go get a counselor persona. I'm just now realizing. I don't know if it carries over into, like, the next thing, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just in case. And then maybe we can also talk to the fortune teller to, like, make someone else like me more. Like Takemi, that isn't ready to rank up quite yet, you know? And then I can also connect to the Thieves Guild and have that done. You know, sure, let's do that. I'm fairly certain I just saved, right? I'm fairly darn certain. But yeah, my first introduction to the 1 versus 1,000 Warriors kind of gameplay was just the first Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, which I 100%ed before DLC. Like, that game added so much content. The amount of levels to do on that is absolutely insane. So I 100%ed the base game, and then, you know, I did a little smidges of the DLC, but I never got super far because I, you know, kind of lost my mind from having done whoops, you know, all the main game. You can 100% the base adventure map in the new re-releases of it a lot easier, like on the Switch. But that's just because, like, it's balanced around the fact that there's a bazillion adventure maps. Like, on the Wii U original, that first adventure map was the only thing in the base game. So it was balanced around that to be, like, you better be, like, close to the max level by the time you're doing the final levels. Whereas in, like, the Switch version, the first adventure map is just like, yeah, you can be pretty low level by the time you get to, like, the final levels on that. So, you know, I think I've 100%ed the default adventure map on the Switch version as well. But, you know, it was way easier to do so. Because I didn't have to grind for 3 million years. And that one there. Yeah, Takemiya and... yeah, Maruki's ready to go up. I'm gonna go here really quickly and talk to that fortune-telling lady. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll go get a counselor persona from the Velvet Room, and then I'll go hang out with Maruki. How about? Yeah, there's something about the Empress. Maybe that's just like the Arcana of Haru or something. I don't know. Let's see here. Takemi, let's get Takemi ready to go up so I don't have to spend time on just getting her closer to ranking up. I could just spend time on ranking her up, you know? That's what I may as well do.
Here we go.
Okay, cool. Bam, like me more. Flip that card. Whoa! Now a doctor on the other side of the whole...
What do you think?
What do I say here? I was gonna say on the other side of the whole world, but it obviously wouldn't be the other side of the whole world. The other side of the whole rail map is gonna like me more now. Which, speaking of... nope, still not ready to go up. I wonder how many times you have to do it. Like, how much it increases it each time. Or maybe I'm actually just getting scammed by this fortune teller right now. Which, I suppose would be one heck of a way to drive a lesson home through a video game, huh? You know. Welcome to my Velvet Room. My persona's still just chilling there. Cool. I mean, so I need a counselor one. That's what I need, right? So towards the bottom is like a new royal thing. Okay, so that one's my cheapest one. I should probably just get that, right? This one was a spicy one, right? Hell yeah, that was my starfish guy of like Swiss Army tool of effects. I'm just gonna get the cheap one, screw it. I'm just gonna get the cheap one. I might not use any of them anyway. Might not do. Alright, now let's go hang out with Maruki. Is what we can do. Alright, hi! Nah, let's have a little bit of a chat. Thank you. You really are dependable. But the thing is, this might get a bit complicated. I'd rather not force you to walk home late, so maybe we should just talk at LeBlanc. I'll be heading there now, thank you so much. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that.
I'm sorry.
Sorry for coming over out of the blue. Why am I on this side of the counter? I'm not in uniform. I'm like in my school stuff currently. Maybe I just like served him casually, you know. Must have a real knack for coffee, Acoustic-kun. This is fantastic. Another cup? Thanks, but I think I'll pass for today.
You see...
It's about the research we've been discussing. I'm actually putting it all together in a paper. It's been really progressing lately, thanks in no small part to you, but I feel like I've hit another wall. So I'm sorry to bother you, but I'd appreciate if you could help me talk through this again. I can do that.
Thank you.
Really? Thank you. You're really saving me here. In deepening our understanding of the heart, I wanted to find a means of helping those who have been hurt by traumas. I already told you that was the point of all my research, right? It's thanks to you that my project has come this far. But because of all that progress, I've realized a problem. One that might not have any solution. Even if my research makes great strides, even if we do find some miraculous way of healing psychological wounds, with the way things are now, I can only save the people directly within my reach. I don't need more than that? True, I guess. It's better than not being able to save anyone, but I can't just be satisfied with that. I mean, there are so many people out there suffering so badly. They can't even speak up and let that pain out. This is a painful, cruel, bitter world. There's only so much one individual can do to fight against that. I've said it before, working as a counselor only makes that more painfully obvious. I think our current way of doing things just isn't enough.
You know,
Deep down, I don't think it's enough that I can just help people around me. A few people out of billions. I want to help more people overcome their suffering. Pain can strike the heart in infinitely diverse ways. In turn, we have infinite methods by which we try to treat it. And like I said earlier, there are people who need help, desperately, but can't ask for it. They can't even share their pain. Even if we had a full understanding of the human heart, and an effective treatment to soothe it, I don't think that would be enough to finally beat trauma. And I guess that's what I ultimately realized. It's a hard question. I know, right? Maybe this one's a little too much for you to handle. If we could peer into the hearts of every person alive, diagnose, understand, and then remove the root cause of their pain. It sounds like something out of a dream. Let me put it this way. Counseling takes time because you have to really listen to each individual person, right? I just think it'd be better if there was some way to really understand everyone's cognitions more quickly and accurately. Everyone's cognition. Yeah, mementos. More importantly, what is mementos? It's about time you start explaining. Mementos is everyone's palace. Think of it as the collective unconscious. No, never mind. You wouldn't understand that. Then again, that'd be impossible. Maybe truly understanding all people's hearts is beyond human capability. Kusakun, did I say something wrong? I don't know, what if they're connected? Where's this coming from? Sure, they could connect, but... No, wait.
Oh.
You're right. My god, you're right. That's it, Akusakun. The collective unconscious. If people's hearts are connected in the unconscious, their senses are shared subconsciously. It's so simple. Why didn't I realize it before? Yes, right, and if I can combine this with the theory I'm verifying, I can tie it all back to cognitive science too. Cognitive science? Yes, what about it? Oh, I didn't say earlier? The research I'm doing is on cognitive science. But I'm sorry, I need to go. I need to get this in my paper while it's still fresh in my mind. I knew it'd be worth bringing to you. Thank you, Akusakun. I swear I'll repay you for this. I can sense a powerful gratitude from Maruki. Alright, bam. Counselor, rank 6. 3 more ranks and then we can unlock the 3rd semester when that time rolls around.
Alright then.
Well, I need to get going. See you. Because he's a real important one. Look at my classic game system over there. So cool. Oh, Akusakun. Sorry for rushing out so suddenly earlier. It's a good thing to have classic game consoles around like that. Maybe I can use a classic games console to play my Walmart copy of Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. That's a throwback to like much earlier this stream. I've been streaming for 9 hours. Wow. Heavy breathing pervert? What are these dialogue options? What's going on? Sorry, I ended up running to the station on sheer adrenaline. Didn't realize I was this out of shape though. Anyhow, you helped me come to a major realization. The answer was right in front of me, and I couldn't see it. All I needed to do was focus on my paper. After all your help, I'm going to finish it for your sake too. Seriously, thank you. Bye. Evening. Alright, I can still do something with my evening. Oh yeah, also that talk earlier about like spending time, days until Haru is sold off. It's literally just being sold off then, wow. This talk about like managing my time and not doing the other Persona games for a while because of that. When it comes to managing time, I want to start doing some new things in 2023. Namely, starting shorts on the channel that I talked about earlier this stream, and I haven't gotten started on that yet, apart from amassing a bunch of clips. So in the next couple days, I'm gonna have to like actually start sorting those out, making some thumbnails and like queuing them up and stuff like that. And 2, another thing that I wanted to do is I want to change the channel banner. I wanted to still have like some similar ideas, still have like a bunch of art and stuff like that. I might change some of the art that's shown there, maybe update it with like some new ones around the channel. But I want to make it like more evident, you know, what's going on. You know, I haven't started yet, and it's currently December 30th, so I'll have like, you know, tonight and tomorrow. So maybe it won't be right as like the new year rolls over that I make like that I get a new channel banner out there. But I was thinking something like my thumbnails that have like the little split across them and the two sides. And the two sides could be like playthroughs and video essays. And there's like a little bit of a thing going on each side. Like a couple weeks back, I totaled up the amount of total playthroughs that have been completed on this channel now. And it has exceeded 150 at this point. So I'd love to have like a little note being like 150 plus playthroughs completed or something like that, so that, you know, people would know at face value like, holy crap, he's covered a lot of games here, without, you know, having to click on the playthroughs like shelf and then scroll through to find that out. You know, it would be right featured on the channel homepage. And then maybe as we hit like new number milestones that are significant, maybe I'd update every once in a while, you know, something like that. It'd probably be a while before we hit 200, but maybe like some smaller increments along there, maybe I'd update it. Because then it really exemplifies, like, holy crap, there's a lot of playthroughs completed on this channel. Maybe I should scroll through the playthrough shelf and see if, you know, one of my favorite games have been covered. Oh, look, maybe it is. Maybe I should do it into that playlist. And, you know, video essays have, like, that little description or something that I have in the, like, the video essays playlist description. Where it's just like, oh, all these different arguments that games make and stuff like that. And all this analysis and stuff. Maybe have, like, these two sides to the channel banner. That's an idea that I had. But I haven't started it yet, and I'm starting it a little bit late, so, you know, it might not be right as the new year starts. But those are some things that I want to spend some time on. But, you know, I've just kind of been going ham on some playthrough things recently, because I know that, you know, the coming months in the new year when it comes to playthrough stuff on the channel is going to be kind of crazy, in addition to, you know, the other projects I'm trying to balance, like video essays and peculiar potions and just life stuff. So, I'm out here doing things like 9-hour streams of Persona 5, to just get, like, as much of this done as I can during this, like, you know, time span when I have time, you know, is basically what's going on here. But yeah, I get what you mean about having too much on your plate, though. Can you believe you still haven't finished Black Eagles in Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes? Hey, I still haven't finished Azure Gleam or Golden Wildfire in Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. You know, I haven't done 2 routes yet. One of which is gonna be done next year, and then the last one of which is probably gonna be done, like, the year after that, 2024. You know, gun enthusiast, stop by the shop if you can. You know, like, my goodness. So yeah, when it comes to that whole discussion, I think I would like to do Persona 3 and 4 one day, but it's probably not gonna be for quite some time, honestly. It's not gonna be for a while. Yeah, sure, let's go to the fortune teller. Let's go do that. Because, my goodness, man. It's too much. You know, it was funny. When I first started out this channel, you know, I was doing playthroughs on the side here and there, but only when I was feeling spicy. I was still primarily like a Smash 4 viewer game streamer, mostly streaming the games that I enjoyed. So, you know, I was streaming some Smash 4, I was streaming some Pokken Tournament, I was streaming some Roller Coaster Tycoon or Planet Coaster, just like taking it chill. Here and there, we would do full playthroughs if it was something that interested me. Like, when the new Kirby game came out, Kirby Star Allies, and I did a short playthrough of that. Or, sometimes we'd have a late... I was talking about this recently with Carvia, where, sometimes it would just be like, oh, today's, you know, today would be fun for doing this. Let's just randomly hop into some Pokemon Mystery Dungeon stuff. And that's how we did, like, the playthroughs of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 and 2 way back when. It's just kind of impromptu, like, hey, this seems fun to do. Let's just do it, just for, like, the funsies of it. Whereas nowadays, you know, I queue up so much in advance, especially with, like, new releases, and, you know, that whole idea of doing a playthrough out of nowhere just for the funsies of it, unless it's a game that can be beaten in, like, one session, is just out of the question. So as I was chatting with Carvey about this recently, I was like, yeah, I think my days of, like, doing random impromptu Pokemon Mystery Dungeon streams like that are behind me, you know? But it sure was a different time of the channel, being like, yeah, I'm just playing the games I enjoy, I'm having fun on the side here. If I randomly feel like hopping into a game, I'll just randomly hop into the game. But nowadays, I'm out here doing, like, playthroughs like this that, you know, I'm doing all these 100+ part series that take up so much time, and I feel obligated to see them all the way through to the end. because then I fully get that experience under my belt, and then anyone who's like enjoying that playthrough doesn't have to be upset like, man, he never finished it, what the heck, this playlist is always incomplete, you know. I always feel obligated to finish off things I start, and it's just, you know, it's such a different environment on the channel nowadays in terms of playthroughs as opposed to back then. So it was interesting talking about that recently and thinking about the days that it was just like no stress about game schedule at all. It was just like, hey, we're playing some multiplayer games, we're big chilling out here. Hey, why don't we randomly hop into Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tonight, you know? Different days. I miss those days, but at the same time, like I am, you know, I don't regret, you know, the stance I have nowadays, you know? I don't regret taking this path. Obviously, if I didn't want to take this path, I wouldn't be taking this path. But, you know, sometimes I do like how chill and stuff things were there. Just finished the Titan route in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and the ending was actually really sweet. Okay, neat. Tried numerous times with the Empress. Yeah, Empress there. Verification test. Been waiting for you. Won't believe what happened. Yep, it'll grow stronger soon. Let's hang out with her. Now please take a seat. So, you know, it's interesting how much my stance on time investment and amount of games being covered on this channel has changed. And in fact, one really interesting thing that really illustrated this, if I go to my channel for a hot second, is just like the increased frequency of amount of games that we do each year that seems to be going up like every subsequent year. Like maybe not this year with all the 100+ part playthroughs that we did, but like let's see here for example. So I would have started doing like playthroughs and stuff in like 2018. If I go to the playthrough shelf here, what was the stuff that we did in 2018, for example? Like Kirby Star Allies would have been like the first like big thing there. Oh yeah, I streamed a lot of Dead by Daylight back when as well. We were doing all this stuff, and then Halloween 2018 was that, and then the last playthrough that we would have started in 2018 would have probably been Smash Ultimate, right? It would have been something like that. So year one was just kind of like this little section here. Maybe it'll be easier to see if I turn on my cameras. It would have been this, you know, just like some games on the side. There were some longer games that I was doing, but there was a lot of stuff like this was just like, oh, let's randomly stream PMD1 tonight and randomly stream PMD2 tonight. I think these were both in like one session, just like bum rushing through to the end. Like it was crazy. And there's like new playlists like this that are, you know, my Nintendo Warriors series thing. So like, you know, you can imagine that's not there because that's, you know, just a whole bunch of other things combine into that. So we did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sort of 9, I guess. That doesn't count there because I only did like one stream of that, and then, you know, this was more recent. Like 10, 11, 12, 13. I never finished that. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You know. So I guess it still wasn't a half bad pace. It was more than a game a month. And then year two. Year two starts. It's like 2019. And we're doing things like, we're doing all this stuff here. We do the first 24-hour charity stream. I do my freaking craziness with Xenoblade Chronicles 1-2 Torna that year. I'm starting to do like crazy challenge runs. That's when 3 Houses starts. What craziness that was. Doing all this stuff. There's Halloween 2019. There's stuff with the 24-hour charity stream. And then what would have been the last thing we... Okay, this would have been the beginning of 2020 because like our whole January 1st start new Assassin's Creed playthrough kind of thing, you know, is what that would have been. So 2019, on the other hand, would have been here all the way to here. So doing a decent bit more. I'm taking like some more projects on. Then 2020 would have been here all the way to... Oh my goodness, what was it? Was this still 2020? Oh my goodness, that was still 2020. Oh yeah, there's Halloween 2020 right there for Soma. And then we started Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for January 1st, 2021. So 2020 is the year where things got kind of crazy in terms of tackling a bazillion games. So starting here and doing all up to there. Okay, so I think 2020 is when I start going like really ham. And then 2021 would have been this. All the way, or wait, right? I'm not getting my years mixed up. Yeah, 2021. Also, Shuck raiding with a party. I want here. I appreciate the raid there, Shuck. How your stream just go? We're just talking about how, you know, the insane amount of playthroughs I cover on my channel has gone up over time. So, we'll cover this. How did your stream go and what were you just streaming? So, and then the 34-month resub. I appreciate that there. 34 months resubbed. I hope you enjoyed another month of the emotes and the sub badge and all that fun stuff there. Oh yeah, I saw the alert in your server there, some Breath of the Wild. So how's Breath of the Wild going? Are you preparing for Tears of the Kingdom coming up? Is that what motivated you to play some Breath of the Wild? Restarted it again? Are you gonna try to get through it before May and Tears of the Kingdom comes out? Is that what's gonna be going on here? Anyway, that's a little discussion here. Just going through like the basic thing Bob again. 2018 was here to there. Then 2019 was here to there. And then 2020, when things started going ham, was here to there. That's a lot there. That's a whole lot. And then 2021, starting with Black Flag and my cosplay thingamabob, was here to... We gotta do Monopoly again one of these days, Shuck. Was here to... Because we started with Assassin's Creed Unity in the new year. Holy shit. So 2021 is when things went freaking off the rails. Like, I think I started going slightly off the rails with 2020, but 2021 is when we really went ham. Considering it's here all the way to... I mean, there's one-offs like Creators Collide that I've been debating about. Like, do they even deserve, like, a full playlist here? I thought, like, maybe in case I ever come back and play that game again. So maybe, like, remove a couple for one-offs like that. But all the way to there. With our co-op playthrough that we did of 5 Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Which, by the way, if the DLC for that comes out in 2023, do you want to do it together again? So there was that. Jeez, 2021. What a crazy year there. Holy crap. And then starting out 2022, as we always do with, you know, January 1st, Assassin's Creed. As we do. Would have been here. All the way to... Holy crap. And keep in mind... that in the past year, we have done 6 of our 100 plus, of our 1100 plus series. So like Persona 5 Royal, yeah, that's over 100. It's gonna be a lot more by the time this stream is done. In fact, it's at 125 in reality. I just haven't edited the most recent 10 yet. So in terms of 100 plus part series in the past year, yeah, there's one. That could have been another if I did like a whole lot of stuff there. Does 2, does 3, does 4. Let's just see here. I don't count like the ones that are multiple playthroughs there. And then that was 4, 5, and then wait, wasn't there a 6th? I must have miscounted here. I know that there's 6 there. I've, you know, totaled them up before. Hold on. I have it in one of my channels here, right? Totaling up the 100 plus part series. I think I can just check it like this is what I can do, because I know I made a note in part 100 of Persona 5. Another 100 plus part series, because it was yeah, Persona 5 Royal, Xenoblade 3, Nier Replicant, Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. Yeah, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I must have miscounted, because yeah, that's 100 plus part series. So not only is this year like super duper going ham as well, starting with the it still cracks me up using like the baguette emoji for the French Assassin's Creed Unity. That all the way up to here, and here's where we are. And then the latest one is going to become Assassin's Creed Origins that we're going to start January 1st, 2023 to mark another new year in a couple days. Oh man. So yeah, when it comes to the whole situation of you know, the game schedule and covering a bunch of games, the amount of games that I cover on the channel every year just seems to be going up every year. Like, this year was pretty similar to last year, but I also covered like 6 100 plus part series this year, you know, which is like, I don't know how I do the things I do sometimes. Like, sometimes people, you know, will ask me on Discord being like, how the heck do you do so much stuff? Or people will comment on my YouTube videos being like, how the heck do you cover so many games all the time? And I'm like, I do a lot of streaming. I don't know, man. I get it figured out. So, you know, there's that. So, does that mean that there's gonna be even more games covered in 2023? Honestly, I feel like it should not keep increasing every year because I only have so much time. I feel like, you know, this is probably the ceiling of what I can do in terms of covering a whole lot of games, you know. But yeah, that's the reason why if I ever do Persona 4 and 3, it's not gonna be for a good while. Because I'm too addicted to doing like multiple different games rather than taking 3,000 years in just one game, you know? This is something that, you know, myself from the early days of content creation would have loved. Because I was constantly streaming things like Smash Ultimate, a little bit of Pokemon on the side, Dead by Daylight. I was mostly Smash Ultimate, Smash 4. I was mostly streaming Smash 4 and Dead by Daylight in my early days. And I would just stream those for hundreds upon hundreds of hours. Like, I had so much fun with it. So if I had like a new game that I could get into for hundreds of hours, like I would have seen myself doing with Persona, I would have gotten a kick out of doing that, like on the channel early days, and just being like, oh yeah, now I'm a Smash 4, Dead by Daylight, and Persona 5 streamer, or something like that. I would have gotten a kick out of that before I started going ham on playthroughs around here. But nowadays, as someone that goes ham on playthroughs around here, it's like, huh, this is taking a while. I should semi-bum rush this and get through it so I can make room to do other things. And that's why we are going so ham that uploads are already queued up into March for this. Like, what? I think it's February 27th the last stream went up until. And now I've got like 9.5 hours of more content. So, you know, this is going decently into March by now. Anyway. But yeah, sorry you were distracted. I asked you a thing. Yeah, I was asking if you were doing like Breath of the Wild in preparation for Tears of the Kingdom coming out this May. Is what I was asking there. But yeah, Monopoly will be fun again one of these days. Yeah, whoever decide Monopoly need to be online is evil. It's bad enough that's destroy families and friends with the board game. Yeah, there's that. You know, I mentioned security breach. Oh yeah, that question. Apparently the DLC is coming out in 2023. We covered the main game together. I was asking if you wanted to do like yeah, if you wanted to hop into the DLC in 2023. Was a thing. Yeah, that question. I was talking about this during Nier Automata recently when we were wrapping that up a couple days ago. With security, I don't remember how we got to the topic, but we started talking about FNAF security breach, and I was just like, oh yeah, that game, that wasn't great, was it? That was not a super great game there. I did not get like a super high impression of it. But I was like, oh yeah, and that was like a co-op playthrough that we did, like where we were alternating with Shuck because, you know, I was concerned it was gonna be 3 spoopy 5 me because I don't typically do horror stuff, and then it wasn't even that scary. Like, the robots don't even hunt you down. They just do loops on super basic patrols, and you just have to, like, you know, dodge the security robots. They just litter everywhere on their basic patrols. It was so dumb. Like, there's never any uncertainty to it. Like, I thought it was gonna have uncertainty, like the robots actively hunting you down. Where could they be? No. No, it's just so dumb. Anyway. Silly game. We did it in co-op. I know that you were taking like a bit of a step away from content creation related stuff and like, you know, game and stuff with, you know, friendos like us in the mod team and stuff like that. But I know that you're coming back into doing like some streaming stuff on the side. And yeah, if you want to do like the DLC thing we're bobbed together for funsies whenever it releases in 2023. I don't know if it has any estimate for when it's coming out in 2023. Let me know if you want to hop back into that heck of something game. I don't know how the heck to phrase it. But yeah, there's that. But yeah, let's see here. Reputation's really has started shooting up. A lot of my clients live happy now too. Even managed to use my own powers to alter some fates that had once seemed inevitable. Suppose all you really need to change fate is a strong will like what you have. Wish I could do more though. Are you on break right now, Mifune-kun?
What?
Fukara, gosh dang it, Fukurai-san. So, are you the apprentice I've heard so much about? I've been wondering. Why are you interested in Mifune-kun? Because she can apparently make me be friends with everyone else faster. I don't know. I like fortune telling. I really don't. That's why you volunteered to apprentice under her. You must be quite a big fan. I just said that because I thought it would make her like me more, and it didn't even. That aside, I have to commend your judgment in choosing Mifune-kun. Her fortunes are like a light, guiding lost lambs through the unending darkness ahead. By the way, Acoustic-san, this man here is Fukurai-san. He's, the chairman of the ADP. Oh, you don't know what ADP stands for. It stands for Ass and Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Assembly of the Divine Power. Our goal is to relieve the hearts and minds of today's weary souls via healing events and seminars. We also sell holy stones, the well from which our divine power springs. They're a large part of our business, yeah, just by selling salt. Fukurai-san, that reminds me, Yokota-kun was telling me you've been acting a little strange recently. More importantly, it seems you've started falling behind on your holy stone sales quotas. Is everything okay? Oh yeah, she's part of some sort of scheme here. Is what's going on. Yes, I'll cover the decrease in revenue with my fortune-telling fees. Fukurai-san, I'm not sure how effective these holy stones really are. Excuse me? Well, do you remember who showed you the way when you arrived here from the countryside? Lost and confused. Do you remember who saved you when you were stuck working in a seedy club with no place to turn? It was me. You're saying you no longer have trust in someone who's done so much for you? That's not it. Enough of this skepticism. Just focus on continuing your role as the Maiden of Relief. We're in the futures of those unfortunate souls who come to us and lead them to salvation with the Holy Stones. But I should have said this has to be a joke, I don't know. It's a nickname I gave her over at the ADP. Beautiful, don't you think? You don't want things to go back to how they were, do you, Mifune-kun? Don't you remember breaking down in front of me, telling me how everyone called you a monster? If you don't carry your weight as the Maiden of Relief, you'll be exactly that, a monster. Leave her alone. Acoustic-san. Fine, if you want to spend your time fooling around with this child, go right ahead. But don't forget, Mifune-kun, the ADP is the only place you'll ever belong. I've never actually worked at a nightclub. I did get tricked into walking into one, though. Anyway, the chairman is known for exaggerating details. He must think I'm weird, huh? All this talk about me being a maiden or a monster. I don't know, just say hi to me.
What?
Huh? Nobody's ever treated me so nicely before.
But...
By the way, it was pretty amazing how we stood up to the chairman back there. I would never have been able to talk to him about the Holy Stone had I been alone. But your strength helped me speak up. I need to be strong like you more often. So it's a strong result from Chihaya. Cool, rank up. But yeah, slowly definitely want to get back into it in the coming year. Gotcha. Wheel of Fortune Confidant has increased to rank 6. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, even so, the chairman seems serious about the whole Holy Stone issue. He'll make me pay a fine if I don't meet my quotas. That was a huge penalty for resigning from my post. I suppose my fate is impossible to change after all. Anyway, I should close up for today.
Until next time.
Good night. Well, another day done. Right. Take your time. She's gonna call me first. Hello? I'm sorry about today. I already know what I must do in order to change my fate. But whenever I face this chairman, I just can't find the courage to say what I need to. I don't know, be honest with yourself. Or we'll work on it together, I don't know. Oh, you're absolutely right. Nothing will come of making excuses. I'm the only one who can change my weakness. You're so strong, Acoustic-san. I'm going to think about all this a little more. Thank you once again for today. I'll see you next time. See ya! Whoa.